All right, thank you all for coming. I'm Chief Kenneth Corey, the Chief of Department. With me here, Deputy Chief Brian McGee, Commanding Officer, Manhattan North Detectives, Deputy Chief Steve Ortiz, Executive Officer, Patrol Bureau, Manhattan North, Inspector Anthony Marino from our Force Investigation Division, and Paul DiGiacomo, the President of the Detectives Endowment Association. As a reminder, the information I'm about to give you is preliminary and subject to change, as this investigation is only a couple hours old. Earlier today at about 11:30 this morning, an individual who works in the area was walking on the corner of 122nd Street and Park Avenue when a tan SUV pulled up alongside him. Two men exited that car wearing black face masks and black hoods and proceeded to rob him at gunpoint. While this was going on, an off-duty NYPD detective assigned to the Firearms Suppression Division was walking by on Park Avenue, witnessed what was taking place, drew his service pistol, identified himself as a police officer, and ordered the suspects not to move. One of the suspects turned towards him with a firearm in his hand, prompting the off-duty detective to fire one shot. The suspects then dropped their pistol and fled on foot, running eastbound on East 122nd Street, eventually re-entering that same tan SUV at the corner of East 122nd Street and 3rd Avenue. That vehicle has since been identified as a tan GMC Terrain. It has a Florida license plate, 881-4AR, and it was last seen traveling over the Willis Avenue Bridge into the Bronx. The suspect's firearm was recovered at the scene. It is a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard .380 caliber semi-automatic pistol. It was found to contain 1 round in the chamber, 5 rounds in the magazine. I just want to take a moment to commend the actions of this detective. He is a 12-year veteran of the department. He spends his nights going after the worst of the worst, the most violent in our community, those who carry and use illegal handguns against our citizens. And here he was off duty, and once again, like so many of his colleagues, did not hesitate to go straight towards the danger and try to help a fellow New Yorker in need. I'm going to turn it over to Paul DiGiacomo for a moment, and then I'll take a few questions. Paul?
Thank you, Chief. This is a prime example of what New York City detectives do every day. They put their life in harm's way, both on and off duty. There are far too many guns on the street. New York City detectives are making record arrests for gun charges every day in New York City. And there are far too many guns on the street, and that's why this city needs a special firearms prosecute to prosecute these gun-related crimes. Thank you.
All right, I can take a few questions.
Chief, can we see the gun?
Sorry. That's the suspect's gun that was recovered from the scene.
Guys, this will be available to you on the internet, okay? Rana, next question.
Did the suspects fire their gun at all?
Doesn't appear that the suspects had the opportunity to fire.
And do you believe any of them were hit by the officer's shot?
That remains under investigation right now.
How many people are you looking for?
We're looking for at least 3, 2 plus a driver in the car.
Nicole?
So, Chief, were the suspects able to complete the run before the officer or the detective intervened?
They did. They removed some money and a wristwatch from the victim.
Anybody else?
The
Questions?
victim hurt? Is the victim okay?
He was uninjured.
Do you think the victim was targeted specifically?
Again, kind of early in the investigation, it's one of the things we're looking into.
All right, you got time for 2 more. Anybody else?
Did the detective shoot one of the men or the suspect?
The detective fired at the suspect. Right now, we're not sure whether or not he struck the suspect.
Anything else you can tell us about what the victim was doing? Like you said, working in the area. Were they walking? Or...
Yeah, so he was working in the area and he walked up to the corner. He was on his, I'm not sure exactly where he was on his way. He just happened to walk from his job site up to the corner.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.